these user from here, from this LAN, IP address is 10.1.1.3, gateway IP address is this one. Let me check that this user PC1 is able to access HTTP server or not through domain name. I'm going to access HTTP server through domain name, because here you can see DNS services. Oh, this service is off, so let me turn on it. Now DNS service is enabled over here. I'm going to access this HTTP server through DNS, through domain name. Domain name is www.pmnet.com. Okay, getting my point, guys? What I am doing, from PC number 1 I am going to access HTTP server through domain name, because here you can see the IP address of HTTP server is 10.1.3.2, and this is the gateway IP address. And here also, here I have enabled HTTP service and DNS service, both services enabled. Domain name is www.pmnet.com. so I can access this HTTP service through domain name from PC1. Let me check. Host name is unresolved. Let me try again. Why it's not working? So okay, let me access HTTP server through IP address 10.1.3.2. Through IP address I am able to access. That means there is some misconfiguration in DNS. 10.1.3.2 is the IP address of www.pmnet.com. 3.2. okay, so this is fine. Here I have not defined the DNS server IP address. Let me give IP address of DNS server 10.1.3.2. Done. Now I can access my HTTP server, HTTP service through DNS server. Let me show you. www.pmnet.com. You can see I'm able to access HTTP service which is running on this server, and IP address of this server is 10.1.3.2. Fine. Now let's say my requirement is, during office time, let's say between 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., these users should not be able to access this HTTP server. This is, let's say, my Facebook server, right? Facebook services enabled here, and these are my employee, and during the office hour these employee are using Facebook. So I want to deny Facebook traffic or HTTP traffic from this network to this server while office time only. Apart from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., these users should be able to access HTTP service. But between this duration of time, these users should not be able to access this server. Is it clear? Is task clear to everyone, guys? Please let me know. Between 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., these users should not be able to access this HTTP server. And let's say you need to configure access control list on router number 2 on this router. On any router you can apply, but let's say you need to configure it on router number 2 only. You are allowed to configure access control list on router number 2 only, so that these user cannot access this HTTP server while 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Is it okay? Is it clear to everyone? Yes, Chandraprakash, Rohit.
Yes, sir, clear.
Now you are able to see that these PCs are able to access this HTTP service on this server. Okay, so if you want to, guys, block the HTTP service, right? Let's say I want to block HTTP service from this network to this server, right? Not I'm discussing about the time based ACL. I'm talking about the simple access control list. So you already know how you will apply this access control list. If you want to block HTTP traffic from these users should not be able to access HTTP service on this particular server. So you will apply access control list on which router? Because here you need to configure extended access control list, not standard. We need to match source as well as destination. Let's say here also this is also HTTP server and this is also HTTP server, but I want to block HTTP traffic between 10.1.1.0 to 10.1.3.2 only. So you will apply access control list on which router? Vishnu? Task is very simple. I want to block HTTP traffic from this network to this server only. So I will apply access control list on which router? This is my source. This server is my destination.
Router 1, sir.
Router 1, because extended ACL should be implemented nearest to the source.
Yes.
So you should apply it on router number 1. On any interface you can apply it on fast ethernet 0/0 also and on fast ethernet 1/0 also. If you will apply it on fast ethernet 0/0, then direction will be in. If you will apply this access control list on fast ethernet 0/1, then direction will be out. Okay, now I am going to configure time based ACL, okay, on router number 2. So I want to deny HTTP traffic for a specific interval of time. So whenever your requirement is like this, then you need to configure time based access control list. Okay, so to configure time based access list, first of all you need to define the time range. First of all you have to define the time range on router. Let's say on router number 2, if you will run command show time range, so what is the command? So time range, I think this command will not work on in packet tracer, so I have to design the topology in GNS3. This command will not work in packet tracer. We cannot implement time based access list in packet tracer because here we are not able to, I think, create time range. Let me
Sir,
check.
is the class recording, sir?
Yes, recording is on, brother. Recording is on, don't worry.
Okay.
Here I am going to say time range. See, I am not able to run this command. Okay, let me design one very small topology in GNS3. And instead of HTTP, I will use any other service because in GNS3 I don't have HTTP server. I will use, let's say, Telnet service instead of HTTP. Both are application layer protocols. Let's say I have router 1, router 2 and router number 3 again. And here I have some user. Ethernet switch, and let's say this is user. PC1, PC2. Let me change the symbol as well. Okay, on this machine I will run no IP routing to disable routing, and after that let me connect this device. Here I have to create one scenario. let me create one scenario first. Let's say this is my topology. During office hour, let's say these LAN users should not be able to access router 3 through telnet. This can be my task, that between 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. these users should not be able to access router 3 through telnet. Okay, so first let me configure the routing here before configuring the access control list. On PC number 1, I'm going to assign one IP. Here let's say I'm using network 192.168.10.0/24. Between router 1 and router 2 I am using 2L network 12.1.1.0/24. Between router 2 and router 3 I am using, let's say, 23.1.1.0/24 network. Done. Now on PC number 1 I am going to configure the IP. PC1 config T, no IP routing, interface F0/0, no shut, IP address 192.168.10.1 255.255.255.0, and let's say IP default gateway is 192.168.10.100. Router IP address of LAN interface of router is 192.168.10.100. Done. Now let me configure IP on PC2. Config T, no IP routing, interface F0/0, no shut, and IP address is 192.168.10.2 255.255.255.0. Exit. IP default gateway is 192.168.10.100. Let me check the connectivity between PC1 and PC2. Ping 192.168.10.1. So you can see PC2 is able to ping PC1. That means there is connectivity. Now let me configure R1. Here on R1 I am going to define IP on LAN interfaces 10.100, interface F0/0, no shut, and IP address is 192.168.10.100 255.255.255.0. From this router you can ping both PC1 and PC2. Ping 192.168.10.1. Okay, and you can ping 10.2 also. Done. Let me configure interface F1/0, no shut, and IP address that is 12.1.1.1 255.255.255.0. Let me configure any routing protocol here. Router EIGRP S number 10 and network 0.0.0. Just I am using EIGRP for the connectivity between routers. That's it. Let me configure R2. Config T, interface F0/0, no shut, and IP address is 12.1.1.2 255.255.255.0. Exit. Interface F1/0, no shut, and IP address is 23.1.1.2 255.255.255.0. Router EIGRP 100 or 10. What ES number I have configured on router number 1? So IP protocol ES number 10, not 100. 10, and network 0.0.0. Soon EIGRP neighborship will come between router 1 and router 2. So IP EIGRP neighbor. Done. 12.1.1.1. So IP route EIGRP, it have received this network. Done. Now let me take you to R3, and on R3 I am going to configure IP on F0/0, say no shut, and IP address is 23.1.1.yes. Anyone have confusion, guys? Router EIGRP S number 10 and network 0.0.0. Just I have configured the routing, and so IP route ESERP. You can see this router have also received this network. Done. On router number 3, I am going to enable telnet as well. So say line VTY 04. After that, say no login. So it will not ask for any password. Done. Now from router from PC number 1, let me show you that I can access R3 through telnet. Telnet 23.1.1.3. See, I have telnet access of router 3 from PC number 1. Yes or no? Yes, guys. Okay. So hope topology is clear to everyone. R3 is on R3 we have enabled telnet.
Yes, sir.
Now my requirement is, my task is between 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. LAN users should not be able to access R3 through telnet. Okay, this is my task, and you need to apply access control list on R2. Apply or configure ACL on R2. That's it. So okay, so on R2, first of all, as I told you that we need to define time range, because my time range is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So here if you will check, so time range, so we don't have any time range now on this router. Okay, first of all I need to create one time range on router. How we will create time range on router? There is one command, guys, very simple command, time range. After that, name. You can define any name. Let's say name is test. I'm using it for testing purpose, so let me give name test. Okay, and here if you will put question mark, you can see actually you have two important options. One is absolute time. You can configure absolute time and date on a specific time or a specific date. These user cannot access telnet service, or you can configure the periodic time. That means every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. these users should not be able to access R3 through telnet. So you can configure periodic time as well, and you can set absolute time as well in the time range. So I am going to set periodic time in the time range, so I will use periodic command. After that, if you want to set this time every day on weekend or weekday, so you can define that here. Let me put question mark. So here you can see it is asking for Friday, Monday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, right? Daily, weekdays or weekend. So I am going to apply the access control list for weekdays. So I will define the time range. I will set periodic weekdays time inside the time range. So I am going to select here weekdays. After that, time, hour, and then minute. Starting time is 10 a.m. So let me say 10:00. This is 10 a.m. After that, ending time 6 p.m. 6 p.m. is 18:00. That's it. Done, guys. Is it clear? First I have configured one time range. In that time range I have defined the periodic time, and the day is weekdays, and this is the starting time, this is the end time. Done. Any confusion till here? Now while configuring access control list, I will call to this time range. Any dot to anybody till here? I'm going to run this command here. Done. And now if you will verify, so time range. So you can see we have one time range whose name is test, and this time is inactive. This time range is now inactive. Why this time range is inactive? Because so clock. Now what is the time on device? 8 p.m. So that's why your time range is inactive. If I will configure time between this duration, then your time range will be active. Okay, here I am going to set, let's say clock set, or clock set, and say 11:00:00, then day, date 27, month July, and then year 2023, right? So now what is time here on this device? So clock. Now time is 11 a.m. So your time range should be active or inactive? So time range. Now your time range is active. Done. Is it clear? Chandraprakash, Rohit,
Yes, sir.
Mohan, Suresh, fam. Is it clear to everyone? Now my time range is active. Fine. Now on router number 2, I am going to create access control list. So access list, extended ACL, that means 101. I can use any number from this range, right? So I'm going to use 101. After that, permit or deny. So you will deny, and then which type of traffic? What will be your protocol? Not IP. If you will block the IP, then LAN user will be not able to ping R3 also. So you want to deny TCP traffic only. So your protocol will be TCP, not IP. And source, if you want to define the source, you can define source, otherwise you can say any. So here I need to define the source. Source is 192.168.10.0. Wildcard mask of source is 0.0.0.255, and destination. So let's say destination is any, and now I am going to call to time range. What is the name of your time range? Test. That's it. That's it. Then access list 101, permit IP any. Okay, here I need to run this command, otherwise it will block other communication, other services as well. So that's it. Let me hit enter. Now I need to apply this access control list on the interface. So on which interface you want to apply this access control list? You can apply it on both, on F0/0 also, and on F1/0/1 also, 1/0 also. If you will apply it on F0/0, then direction will be in. If you will apply it on F1/0, then direction will be out. Let me apply it on F0/0. IP access group 101 and direction in. That's it. I have applied this access control list. Now I am going to try to take telnet again from the PC. Telnet 23.1.1.3. You can see I am not able to take telnet access of router number 3, because on router number 2 you can see your time range is active, and through this time range you have applied the access control list. So access list, your access control list is also active. But if I will set any other time, let me set time here, clock set, and
Sir,
I
can we able to ping now?
yes, you can ping. Yes, from here, very good. Ping 23.1.1.3. See, you are able to ping. You are able to ping R3, but you are not able to take telnet access.
Yes, sir.
But if I will change the time, here I am going to set time 8 p.m. 8:00:00, and then It is 27, let's say, anything. Month. I have set what time here? 8 p.m. So again from PC number 1, if you will take telnet, you can see telnet is working fine. You are able to take access of router 3 from here. Yes or no? That means now your access control list will work only in this duration of time, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And like this, you can configure access control list for any services, for HTTP, for DNS, for DHCP, for FTP, for any other service. Okay. Okay, let's say here I am, this is my LAN 1, LAN 2 is this one, 192.168.20.0, and LAN 3 is 30.0. 30.0. So let me add some command on router number 2 first. Configure T interface f1/1 no set, and IP address is 192.168.20.1 255.255.255.0 20.1, not 20.1, 20. Let's say 100. Okay, and on router number 3 also I'm going to add one command, interface f1/0 no set, and IP address is 192.168.30.100 255.255.255.0. Done. On router number 2, what network I have at 20.100. Okay, let me assign IP address. IP address of this PC is 10.1. IP address of this PC is 10.2. Here also IP address is 20.1. Here IP address is, let's say, 20.2. Here IP address is 30.1, and here IP address is 30.2. Okay, let's say you want to block communication between PC. Let me write here. You want to block communication between PC1 and PC3. This is your first task. Task 1. Then task 2. Block communication between PC2 and PC4. Then let's say task 3 is block communication between PC1 and let's say PC6. Done. Let's say these are 3 tasks. I'm going to configure access control list on router number 1 to achieve these 3 tasks. So on router number 1, I need to create a standard access list or extended access control list. First of all, tell me this. Which type of access list you will configure on router number 1 to achieve these 3 tasks?
Extended.
Extended, because here we need to match source as well as destination. So definitely we will configure extended access list. So access list 101 or 110, then deny host. What is the deny? IP host. What is the IP address of PC1? 192.168.10.1, and then again host. Destination is PC3 192.168.20.1. Yes or no? Is it right? This one is correct entry for the first task.
Yes,
After
sir.
that, access list 110 deny IP host PC2 192.168.10.2 and destination host PC4 192.168.20.2. Then access list 1110 deny IP host 192.168.10.1 and destination host PC6 192.168.30.2. Okay, and then access list 110 permit IP NA. Okay, now I need to apply this access control list on interface. So let me apply it on F1/0 IP access group 110 and direction out. I have applied it on out direction. Now let me configure IP on PC. Just give me 1 minute, please. Okay, so I think I need to configure IP on this PC first. PC3 IP address will be IP 192.168.20.1/24 and 192.168.20.100. That's it. On PC number 4 also I need to configure the IP. On PC4 IP 192.168.20.2/24 and 192.168.20.100. That's it. On PC5 also let me assign one IP 192.168.30.1/24 and 192.168.30.100. On PC number 6 also I need to assign one IP 192.168.30.2/24 and 192.168.30.30. Sorry, IP 192.168.30.set 30.2/24 and 192.168.30.100. That's it. Now I am going to verify that ACL is working fine or not. From PC number 1, first I am going to ping which PC? PC3. From PC1 ping what is the IP address of PC3? 192.168.20.1. See, ping is not working, right? Let me ping from PC1 to PC4 20.2. See, 20.2 I am able to ping PC4 from PC number 1. Okay, so there is no problem between PC1 and PC4. Now I'm going to ping from PC1 to PC6, PC1 to PC6, 192.168.30.2. Again I am not able to ping, but I can ping PC5, that is 30.1. You can see I am able to ping, right? In the same way you can verify the access control list is working fine or not from PC number 2 also. From PC number 2 I am going to ping PC4, ping 192.168.20.2. I'm not able to ping PC4, but I can ping PC3. You can see ping is working, right? That means your access control list is working fine. On router number 1, you can verify there will be some match as well. So access list, you can see 5 match in this entry, 5 match in this entry, and 5 match in this entry, and 17 match in this entry. Done. Now you need to allow the communication between PC2 and PC4. Task number 2, you need to remove task 2 only. Now PC2 should be able to ping PC4. So if you are thinking that if I need to modify in this access control list, actually, so access list, I need to remove this statement only. Yes or no? I need to remove this statement only. So either you can do one thing, no access list 101, and then again you will create access control list and you will give this the task 1 and task 3 statement. But let's say there are 100 statement in this access control list. So if you will run no access list 101 or 110, your all statement will be removed from the router. So this is not the appropriate way to remove a single statement from the configured access control list. Yes or no? So what I will do, I will run command like this: IP access list 101 and IP access list 101 extended, sorry, IP access list extended, and then 101, not 101, 110, right? And now guys, here you can say no, and then what is the sequence number of your statement which you want to remove. What is the sequence number? 20. So I want to remove this sequence number, this statement only with this sequence number. So here I can define sequence number, you can see. So I can say no and sequence number 20. That's it. And now if you will check, so access list, so you can see now you have only 3 statement here. That statement communication between PC2 and PC4 is not allowed. Now you can verify from PC2, you can ping to PC4. From PC number 2, if you want to ping PC4, the IP address of PC4 is 192.168.20.2. Now you can see it will work. See, ping is working. Yes or no? So this is how you modify numbered access control list. Okay. Is it clear? Now guys, how to create named access control list. Let's say for task number 2, I am going to create named access control list. So again I will say IP access list, because if you are running command access list only, then you don't have any option to configure named ACL. Yes or no? So here you will run command IP access list, IP access list, and after that extended, and then name of your access control list. Let's say CCNA. Name of my access control list is CCNA. I'm going to hit enter here, and in this I will deny, and then protocol. So IP protocol, I want to deny IP protocol, because you want to deny entire communication between PC2 to PC4, so you will block IP. And after that it will ask you for source. So source IP address is, source is my host, and IP address is 192.168. PC2 IP address 10.2, and then Destination, again destination is host. And what is the IP address of destination device? 192.168.20.2. And after that, nothing. Just hit enter over here and say permit IP any. Now you can verify the access control list. Now you can see we have one extended access control list here. In this access list we have only 2 statements. But till now I have not applied this access control list on any interface. Yes or no? So now I need to apply this on interface. So go to interface, let's say F0/0, and here I am going to say IP access list, name is CCNA, and then direction in. Now from PC number 2 you can see, from PC number 2 you can verify the connectivity. Oh, I have configured this access control list on PC2. I was configuring on router number 1, guys, but by mistake I have configured it on PC number 2. No problem, like this you can configure. Say no access list, no IP access list, extended, and then CCNA, and interface F0/0. I am going to remove it from here. Say no. I will configure this access control list on router number 1. Okay, sorry. On router number 1, IP access list, extended, CCNA, and then deny IP host 192.168.10.2. Destination is also host 192.168.20.2, and permit IP any. After that go to interface F0/0 IP access list. Can I apply this access control list on F1/0? Yes, as you know, we can apply 2 access control list, 1 access control list in one direction on a single interface. So I can apply 2 access control list in different direction, one in direction and one in odd direction. But I am applying it on fast Ethernet 0/0 because I am going to apply it in direction. Access group and then CCNA and say in. Okay, and so access list. This is my access control list, and again from PC number 2 now you can verify the connectivity. Ping 192.168.20.2. you can see ping is not working. Done. So these are only concept of access control list, guys. Now hope it's clear to everyone. If anyone have any confusion, please ask me. What will be the difference in DBD in access start and exchange state? In access start state it will send empty DBD, and in exchange state it will send header, LSA header. Okay, LSR message will send in which state?
Loading.
Loading. Very good, loading. LSU.
Loading.
Loading. LSAC.
Full state.
No, loading. Loading only.
Okay, sir.
How many types of LSAs are there in OSPF?
Eleven are there, sir, but we will use only 6.
Okay. May I know the name of all 6 LSAs?
Yes, sir. Router LSA, network LSA,
Router LSA.
network LSA,
Then which LSA?
network LSA,
Network LSA. Then
summary LSA,
summary LSA. then
ABR summary LSA.
ABR summary LSA, then
External
external LSA, then
maybe ASA,
NSSA.
NSSA, NSSA external.
These are basic concept of OSPF. So do one thing, guys, please prepare your OSPF concept today. Tomorrow it will be better if you will start BGP. You know, to learn BGP or to understand the concept of BGP is a really good routing protocol. You should have to clear all concept of IGP protocols like EIGRP or OSPF. At least EIGRP and OSPF should be very clear to you. You will see in BGP we will use OSPF or EIGRP routing protocols a lot of the time. With the reference of these routing protocol only I will make you understand BGP. BGP stands for
Border
Gateway Protocol. Just I am giving you some overview, guys. BGP stands for Border Gateway Protocol. It is an open standard routing protocol, and BGP is an EGP protocol. It is an BGP is, let me write here, BGP is EGP protocol. EGP protocol means
Exterior gateway protocol.
exterior gateway protocol. Till now whatever protocol we had discussed, those are interior gateway routing protocol, IGP. But BGP is an exterior gateway routing protocol, means BGP can work between ES. We are saying BGP is an path vector routing protocol. BGP is an path vector routing protocol. What is the meaning of path vector? It means routers are going to send path attribute in the update. Like if I will talk about OSPF here LSAs, and it maintain database. In LSAs, routers here what? Link information. If I will talk about LSA1, so inside the LSA1 there will be information about link. In case of EIGRP, router send bandwidth and delay in the update. But if I will talk about the BGP, so BGP is here path vector, path attribute. It's here path attribute in the update. In case of IGP protocol, let's say I have one topology like this, R1, R2 and R3. I'm going to rename this router. Let's say this is not R3, this is your R1. Oh, R1 is already there, so I cannot change the name. Okay, don't worry. Let's say router 4 have one network, that is 10.1.1.0/24, and router 5 have also same network. So in case of IGP, R3 will select best path on the basis of metric. Yes or no? R3 will select best path. See, R3 will learn this network from both router, from router 4 also and from router 5 also. Yes or no? So R1 need to find which path is best. So it will select best path on the basis of metric. But if I will talk about the BGP, or if I will talk about the path vector routing protocol, so path vector routing protocols here, the information of path with prefix like next hop, IP address, AS number, local preference, and etc. These are attribute. Best path selection is done with the help of path attribute in BGP. Path attribute is a best path selection criteria, and BGP use path attribute for the best path selection. It is also an classless routing protocol. By default, it auto summarization is disabled, but it can support auto summarization as well, like EAGRP or any other routing protocol IGP. By default, BGP can learn max to max one path in their routing protocol. By default, OSPF can learn how many paths in their routing table. Let's say this is my router number 1, and on this router I am going to enable OSPF. Config T interface F0/0, say no cert, and IP address is 12.1.1.1 255.255.255.0, and router OSPF 1 and router OSPF. My keyword is not working. Oh, router OSPF 1 and router ID is 1.1.1. and if you will check show IP protocol, so here you can see maximum path that it can store is 4, but by default BGP can store max to max one path only. So let's say this is my scenario. So in this scenario, router will install only one path to reach in this network 10.1.1.0/24 network. Getting my point? Means by default BGP does not support load balancing. BGP work at which layer? BGP work at application layer, like RIP routing protocol. It is an application layer protocol. Application layer protocol. OSPF is a layer 3 protocol, network layer protocol. EAGRP is a network layer protocol. RIP is an application layer protocol, and BGP is also an application layer protocol. So if it is an application layer protocol, then definitely a transport layer, either it will use TCP or UDP. So you tell me, RIP routing protocol use which protocol at transport layer? Guys, RIP routing protocol use which protocol at transport layer? It uses UDP. UDP port number 520. But if I will talk about BGP, so BGP is using TCP protocol at transport layer, and port number of BGP is 179. Okay, so don't worry, you have one day. Please prepare your IGP protocol, and tomorrow I will start BGP. First we will discuss the basic packet flow between two router in case of BGP, but you are not able to explain the packet flow between two router in OSPF also. So that is that is not good, guys. First you should be able to explain the packet flow in case of IGP protocol. Let's say I have two router 1 and router 2 here. If I am running BGP on both router, so first router is going to build what? Logical connection, TCP connection, because as you know, all TCP best protocol build one logical connection by three-way handshake. Yes or no? So routers are going to form first logical connection with the help of three-way handshake. Getting my point? Suresh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so tomorrow we will start BGP. Please, it's a request to you. Please revise all concept of OSPF, EAGRP once again. packet flow, everything. Okay, and let's meet tomorrow then.